I'm going to start a recording. Okay, all right. And because for some reason we do have a bit of bad stream flow. All right, we've got the green light now. Our stream quality is good now. All right, so I just started recording this anyway in case the stream quality is crap. All right, now I'm going to launch up FSFO because we're in the cockpit. Let's launch it up. Okay, and I'm going to bring that onto the screen so you guys can see what's going on. All right, here we are.
Parking brake off.
All right, now he just said parking brake off, but he's not even. This is what I'm saying before with Matt too. Like the parking brake is actually on, and he just said it was off. But it wouldn't matter if it was off; he'd still say it was off. But the parking brake is not actually off. I use the Airbus throttle quadrant with the add-ons and everything from Thrustmaster. Love my Thrustmaster Airbus stuff. That's just amazing. You can see the parking brake is actually on, and I can rotate my control on the Airbus quad, and you can see that it's working. Everything works. Everything works, as you can tell. All right, but anyway, I digress. But yeah, he said that parking brake was off when he first opened up. Now I don't know if that's a glitch there, Matt, or not, but he's not even, as far as I'm aware, he's not even on the plane yet, or he hasn't taken his seat. So anyway, but that's another issue. All right, so we just got our ACARS message through. I wish I could make this a little bit bigger, but I believe you guys can see it okay. I'm just going to lighten that up a bit. There we are. Maybe that'll help me a bit. No, actually, that won't help me. It might decrease the stream quality if I make that too big. All right, well, I'll try and get as much of the stream quality going as we can. Anyway, so now what we're going to do to get him going, and this is where we're going to go step by step, is I've got to open the door. That's all I've got to do. So we are going to open the door. Oh, it's raining in Adelaide too. Look at that. All right, first of all, I'm going to come back to here. I'm going to load from SimBrief into here. Now, I don't know if this might be causing an issue or not, because we're loading the flight plan onto here as well. Look at all that rain. God, we got rain everywhere we go. The link MCDU is not working on here at the moment. Now, this is the stable version of fly-by-wire, not the experimental or such. This is the last stable version that they had, and it's been working fine. Get rid of the coffee cup. We don't need that. All right, so we're down here, and we're just going to go open the door. And now, watch him run through. Okay.
Good morning, Captain.
Morning. I'm not going to do anything. So he's doing a safety check. Now, I might have had an issue here where it might have been wrong before. But anyway, let's just go from the flow. So he's powering up the aircraft. He's turning the batteries on. He's now connected the GPU. Okay, now that's fine. That's all good. What I'm not understanding is, and maybe Matt can correct me on this, and this is probably what I wasn't understanding before. I'm just going to turn that volume down. Is once he's established the power, why is it say establish power on the checklist on the pre-flight flow? And I think Matt has already actually corrected me on this, and I think I understand now. When it's in green, it's already been done. When it's in white, it's in the process of being done. Once it has been done, then it goes green. Now I'm understanding that part. There we go. So power has now been established. All right, so that's fine. We're moving on. Set the crew, oxygen, set the ADIRS, then that'll go green. Yep, okay. Now I'm right. Don't worry, Matt, that was my fault before. I wasn't understanding how it worked, because I thought, well, he's already put the power on. Why is it still on the checklist? No, that's my issue, was that I didn't understand that he crosses it off when it's been done. So no, that part's okay. We're all good on that part. So here he goes. He's still going through. He's going to perform the fire test shortly. God help us. Oh, I didn't do the start recording. No. Better do that. meant to do my start recording before we go anywhere. But anyway, I've done this. All right. Okay, there's the lights test. All right. And I hope you are tuned in, Matt. Say hello in the chat if you are, so I know that you're there. Like I said, lovely guy. One of the very few developers of software that you can buy stuff off, and that you can contact him with a problem, and he'll be straight back to you. Nice thing to do. All right. So now he's going. Yeah. Okay. So now everything's going the way it should be at the moment, right? So he's establishing everything now. I'm just going to adjust the brightness levels on this real quick so that I can get that. Now, what Matt might not have been understanding too is about the preference, and I'll come back to that in a sec. There was something that I mentioned to him, but I don't think he comprehended or maybe understood exactly what I was talking about. So I'm going to come back to that.
You can program the CDU now.
All right. Now, there's one thing.
All right. I'm going to go complete the walk around now.
All right. Now, there's one thing. I don't know why he says you can program the CDU now when he's basically done it all. I think he's meaning, and I think this is what I figured out, is the departure thing, or the departure and arrival, because they're not actually always in there properly. But let him do the walk around. But I'm going to just quickly go and have a look at that, because we're doing a bendo departure. Now, we've got bendo, Hindi, and Danks, but I've got to look at my charts. Where's my charts? I'm going to quickly, got time, come back and just launch my, got to launch my Navigraph charts. Get that launched. There we go. Launching my Navigraph charts, because I need my charts from Adelaide. Pardon me. Load the new flight into the charts as well. Alright, and we'll just go back to the Adelaide, open the charts. Now I'll just show you what I'm doing over here as well, so you can see what's going on. Alright, so we're just loading up the charts to get in the charts. Now we're doing a SID departure, a bendo 2. Alright, okay, so we want, where are we? There's bendo. Alright, we're going to come out to what runway are we going to be going? That's going to be, doesn't actually tell you in this one, does it? No. Okay, that's alright. So, alright. Oh, we can go either way. Either runway. We can go Colpy, or we can go out that way. So we landed on 2-3. We could do 2-3, or what's the wind doing? I'm not sure. What's the weather again? Well, we'll find out. What's it look like it's doing? Come back over here. Alright. Okay, well, wait a minute. Let's close that for a sec. Alright. Let's go to see if we can get a meter again. What was it? That's all fine. Where was it? Preferences? No, he'll do that part. He's done all that, which is great. ATC comms. Request. Weather. No, that's not it. I forget how to do this. I'm sure I'll get there. Figure it out. Reports. No. Options. What's in options? Oh, really? Can we put that there? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Didn't know that was there. AOC, SimBrief. Oh, SimBrief. I didn't know that was there either. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. That's all right. That's okay. Never mind that. Right. Where are we? I forget now. I really forget some of this stuff. I'll find it in a sec. Let's go. Next phase. He'll probably come back from his walk around in a minute. Next phase. Anyway, No, look, not worry about it. We'll just go departure. We're doing, we'll just go off 2-3. I'll program it for 2-3. A bendo 2, and we'll just do that. We'll just, argument's sake, we'll get it done. Now, checking that on the charts, against the charts, is what I want to do. Alright, so just checking that on the chart. We're going to be going Colpy out to Sully, to Morph, to Clary, and so on and so on. And we're going to come out, now we should be coming out to one more down, Morph, Barker, Barker, and Murray, and then it should go out to Bendo. Yep, it does. Alright, and Hindi and so on. Alright, okay, that's fine. Alright, and as for the arrival, now I'm just going to do the arrival side of it, which basically with the arrival, I'm going to do, what are we doing, an RB arrival? Let's do an arrival, RB arrival, ILS, let's do 16, ILS 16, an RB6 arrival, and insert that, and we should be good to go. All sweet. Flight plan. Alright. Ooh. It's getting lighter. Alright, just go through the flight plan, just have a quick look through there. Looks good. Yep, that looks fine to me. Okay. Alright. No problem. Now, he'll come back from his walk around and we'll just make sure that he does everything he's meant to do. So now I'm just going to speed him up a bit so that he can do the walk around faster.
We're ready to go.
Okay. Alright, so now he's back on. He's done his walk around.
Look pretty good.
Where have you been first? Obviously, you've just been outside. The weather's not good. It's not good at all. Anyway, okay. Alright. Now, so he goes on to the next part of the MCDU, which is fine. He's doing this part nicely now, Matt. Don't worry about that. He is doing this part nicely. Thank you very much for fixing that up. Appreciate that. He's putting in the block to confirm everything. Nice. Puts in the V-speeds. Now, this is not what I was talking about. This is not the part I was talking about. He puts in the flex and the V-speeds in here, in the MCDU, but it's on the FSFO program I'm talking about. Where does this information got to come from? So 122, 123, 127. Once he's gone through all this, I'll go to that part and then we'll see what I mean. So don't worry, we'll get there. All right, and now the lovely information for the landing that I had trouble with before, but Matt fixed up real fast. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that very much. So now he's not having errors come up when he does this. He puts it in nicely. It looks so professional. I love it. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So he's now done setting the altimeter. And the other thing we had an issue was he wasn't setting the heading select. He was saying like after takeoff he wasn't doing the heading select, but he's doing it on the ground, which is fine. At least it's done, because that wasn't getting done before, but it's now getting done. All right, we're good to go. All right, okay, let's rock and roll here. Now we're going to go to our... No, this is what I was talking about with the preferences. The preferences on FSFO. Here, in this section, Flex V1, VR, V2, then they're not... The information's not there in this part. So is there something I'm missing or something I'm not understanding? Is it something to do with SimBrief? But this is what I was talking about, Matt, where this information I have to always put in manually, otherwise he won't read it out. Is that something I'm doing wrong, or is it part of SimBrief, or is it just the way it is? Either way, it's not a big deal. Now, what was the V-speed? I think it was 122 and 123 and 126, wasn't it? Or something like that. We can double check that. What it was. 122, 123, 127. Okay, 122, 123, 127. Flex 50. So that's what I was talking about. Also, I'm going to set this up as SID. I don't know if it makes any difference. I'm going to set this up as 1. And auto brakes, I'm going to set medium on here. Now, I don't know if I need that information, but I'll put it in there anyway. And the VREF for landing, I think it is 1. I'm going to put 155. Actually, I'll put 155. So this is what I was talking about. This information here, Matt. Does it always going to be like that, or is there something, a way that all that information can get filled in where I don't have to touch anything at all? That's all I wanted to know. All right, here we go. I'll do the voice. Pre-flight checklist.
Preflight checklist. Cockpit preparation.
Completed.
Passenger signs.
On.
Aiders.
Set.
Fuel. 9er. 5, 2, 1 kilogram. Check. FMGS.
Set.
Altimeters.
Set.
Checklist complete.
All right. Now, he sort of rushed through a lot of that. So it might have been because he was the volume was up too loud on his voice, maybe. I don't know how well it's coming through on the stream, but anyway, it'll be fine. All right. So now the before start flow should start after I shut the doors from understanding. All right. So let's try shutting the doors. And maybe this is the part that I didn't understand, because I thought the APU was already started, but it may not have been. I didn't check that. I forgot to check that. But anyway, he's fired up the APU. Now, let's go over and have a look at the APU. So now this is what I'm talking about, Matt. Look at this. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is correct or this is a fault with fly-by-wire or not. But it is the fly-by-wire LEAP aircraft we're using, fly-by-wire one. So it comes up to 710 on the EGT, but then drops down. Let's have a look at that closer up. So it drops back down to about 300. Now the N percentage is coming up, and that'll go up to 100. But it seems to take, like, okay, so now we've got 63 seconds still to go for the aircraft to energize. And this is the part I was talking about. Pardon me. This is the part where I was talking about. So the EGT, or the APU, has already settled down. That's already 100% on the N. I don't know what this means anyway. I don't understand the APU. And 365 degrees Celsius on the EGT. So this is as far as the APU is going to go. It says available. APU generator is 0%, 115 volts, 400 hertz. Bleed. Now we've still got 22 seconds to go. Now this is what I was talking about though. So this will count down, and then it'll change. It was already about 114 seconds, I think, and it's going to change to about 200 and something seconds. That we're still waiting. I don't understand what we're still waiting for, because according to this, everything's good. See, 240 seconds now to check before the check APU before proceeding. 240 seconds. So another 2.5 minutes. I don't understand that, Matt. I'm sorry, Matt. That's the issue I was talking about with the starting the APU. All right. So as far as I'm aware, everything's good to go. All right, but I'm going to skip past that. All right. He's going to disconnect the GPU. Now, sometimes when I've done that and he's disconnected the GPU, if I've done it too early, all the power seems to go off for a few seconds. That might be an error on my part. I don't know. All right. These are my little voice files that I've put in there, by the way. I'm not happy with them. I'm going to change them around again. I'm using a mixture of Jetstar and Virgin ones, because I had a whole good pile of Jetstar ones and I've lost them. I don't know if you can even hear that.
Your armrest is lowered and your window shade is open. The seatbelt sign above you will be illuminated whenever you must have your seatbelt fastened. To fasten your seatbelt, clip the buckle and clasp and pull on the loose strap to tighten. Undo the seatbelt by lifting the buckle flap. The seatbelt is most effective when worn low, tight, and throughout the entire flight. Make sure you're familiar with the brace position best suited to your seat. The onboard safety instruction card in your seat pocket shows pictures of your brace position, along with other important safety information. The A320 has 8 emergency exits, which we'll now show you. 2 at the front, 4 over the wing, and 2 at the back of the cabin. Lights will illuminate, showing you the path to follow to these exits. If we need to leave the aircraft quickly, taking your personal items with you will slow you down, so please leave everything behind. If a mask like this appears from above you, pull it down firmly to start a supply of oxygen. Quickly put it over your mouth and nose, and breathe normally. Keep the mask in place by fitting and tightening the strap, and then help others around you.
Now,
there is a life jacket located in the pouch under your seat. If it is required, remove the life jacket from the pouch, place it over your head, pass the strap around your back, clip it at the front, and then pull on the loose strap to tighten. Only inflate your life jacket as you leave the aircraft, by pulling down on the red tag. You can top up your life jacket by blowing into these mouthpieces. The life jacket also has a whistle and a light to attract attention. There are emergency escape and flotation devices accessible from each exit, and a life raft at the rear of the aircraft. By law, you must not tamper with or remove any aircraft equipment unless authorised. You must comply with any instructions from our crew and any signs that you see on board. Smoking is not permitted anytime, anywhere on board the aircraft, including in the bathrooms. It's our pleasure to have you on board with us today, and we hope you have an enjoyable flight. Thanks for listening.
Ground from cockpit. Ready for pushback. Now this is the other thing that I was talking about, and that is that it doesn't tell you he's inserting the pin, and he doesn't tell you to release the parking brakes. But when he finishes the pushback, he'll tell you to apply the parking brakes. But you don't get any indication of to release the parking brakes, because he tries to push you with the parking brake still on. So here my parking brake is still on, and he's setting up. He hasn't told me to release the parking brakes. He hasn't told me the pin's inserted or anything like that, but he should at least tell me to release the parking brakes before he pushes. See, he's trying to push me. Now I have to turn the parking brake off. So he's trying to push me against the parking brake. Better start the engine. Start engines. Nose right. Stop, pushback. Right. So there you could hear that he said set parking brake after he disconnected me. But didn't give me any indication before pushing back to release the parking brake. As I say, he was trying to after the extra one. So maybe that's something just a bit delayed there or something like that. I'm not sure. You know, but just describe the problem and then you're the mastermind to fix it. I leave it up to Matt to fix. I just hassle before I know. Alright, so far so good. Pretty much everything is happening the way it should be, without any issue. So that's all nice and good. Now that we've added that line to the FSU IPC 7 about start event, I will see if the after start flow kicks in. Now, what I'm going to actually do, go back to the cockpit, alright, and we'll see if this kicks in. I will start the chrono as soon as he says engine stabilised. Now, because even yesterday, last night, I sat for a good 5 minutes and the after start flow didn't kick in at all. So it may be that start event line was missing from the FSU IPC. And that may have stopped it. So we're going to see what happens this time. Now, according to Matt, he says it can take up to 2 minutes for the engines to stabilise. Once he's called engines to stabilise, the after start flow should go straight away. There shouldn't be any flow. Now, there's another thing I think we could speed up, Matt. He's already left. Like, you know, he's now saying tow bar disconnected, but he's long gone. He pulled away a long time ago, so maybe that's something that we need to speed up and adjust, or maybe we just wait until GSX comes along. But nonetheless, yeah. Alright, all engines are stable. Let's start the chrono. Alright, a few seconds went by. But now, see, he said all engines are stable. So it should be straight on to the after start flow. This is what I was talking about. So, but Matt said in the thing it can take up to 2 minutes. Let's see now that I've added that line to the FSU IPC if it works this time. Let's see. Let's actually think we can see the chrono. You can see the chrono. It's ticking away. Let's see what happens. Alright, 45 seconds. And there was a few seconds delayed before I started it, so we could say effectively we could say it's a minute now. We could say about 5-6 seconds before I started the chrono had passed. But right now, I really should be onto the taxi checklist so that we could be sitting waiting for our taxi instructions and then off we go. So, but Matt's aware of this one, but I think he just wanted to see what was going on before so he could understand it better. And I was trying to work a way in getting onto the stream last night to see, but he may be watching there now, taking notes. If not, that's fine. If you can't do it, I'm recording this, so hopefully I can send a little short video to him somehow. Alright, so we're at minute 40, 45, 46. So that's effectively 2 minutes after the engines are stabilised, we call stabilised, and still hasn't started the after start flow. So we could sit here and sit here and sit here, and I don't know, whatever the event is that's that would make that start is not happening. So alright, let's there's no point in keeping that open. We'll just close that and I'll start it manually so we can get going. So now he's gonna go through the procedure of stopping the APU and everything else. Now this part's fine. Once it gets rolling, it's fine. Except for the flaps part, because he doesn't put the flaps up after takeoff at all. and he doesn't say flaps 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the Airbus like he used to. So something. And he doesn't do anything with the transponder. I don't know why the set transponder is in there, because he doesn't actually do anything to the transponder. So maybe there's something missing there, or I'm missing something, because he hasn't put anything on the transponder. He hasn't put it on, he hasn't taken out standby, and he hasn't changed it to all here or anything like that. So maybe there's something there that needs to be worked on as well. But anyway, we'll turn that on. Because this thing needs a code, we're going to put in 4565. That's for the virtual flight. It seems to need a code. Okay, alright, we're going to put the weather radar on. Not that that's going to make any difference. Now he has the spoilers, and he has put the flaps into position 1, but I'll have to manually put my lever into 1, otherwise he won't take the flaps up and I'll have to do it. Let's lock the cabin door. Okay. Right. Taxi checklist. Oh, hang on, I've got to put the voice on. Taxi checklist. Oh, now he skipped that. I don't know why. Sometimes it might be a little bit sensitive. I don't know. Completed. Set. Checked. Set. Right. He skipped over the flight control thing. Now that didn't happen before, but it might be because my controls maybe need recalibration through through Microsoft Flight Sim. They probably need recalibration. Which is something that I haven't done yet, so that might be why. Last night he didn't skip through it, but maybe it just might be a tad sensitive that it hasn't been calibrated, but they're all working properly. The rudders, actually the rudder's not working. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. The rudder's working, everything's working, so that's fine. Alright, now we get rolling, turn the park brake off. Right, let's get taxiing down here, and hopefully I've chosen the correct runway this morning. So this is where my safety briefing will come on, and I'll do that now.
I want you to have a safe and enjoyable flight. So please listen closely while we take you through the safety requirements for our Airbus A320. Your crew are highly trained to help keep you safe, so make sure you listen to and follow their instructions. As we get underway, please make
I love that. I do love it. I think we need to get it so the safety briefing happens when we push back. I don't know if that's what the first officer just said then. I don't think that happens in real life. I've never heard anything from the captain or the first officer on the ground. Usually it's when we're in the air. However, it's a nice touch. It may happen differently in America. It certainly doesn't happen that way in Australia. They don't talk to you until you're in the air, and then you hear from one of them. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, that's okay. These are little things that are not that important at the moment. Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Engine mode selector.
Set. Set.
ECAM memo.
No blue.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
A little bit cool on that, I guess. Right, here we go. Man flex, SRS and runway. flags up. Flags up. No. Okay. He's called it and the speed adjusted, but did the flag go up this time? Yeah, the autopilot disconnected for some reason. I don't understand why that happened. That's happened a few times. The autopilot is actually disconnected. No, he hasn't put the flags up. You see it's still in position 1. So there we are. So he didn't put the flap up as he was supposed to. He's called it, but he didn't do it. Okay. So that's the other thing to work on. So now basically everything's good. But now this is where the area is. If I call the after takeoff checklist by voice, it's going to crash. And this is what's going to happen. Alright, so but I'll do it by voice just to show. After takeoff checklist. Up. 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 No lights. Off. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. It actually worked this time. I don't know why. Every other time I've done that, he has gone to the descent checklist. And I don't understand why. Okay. That's the first time that's actually worked. Now, that's either got something to do with the way I set it. It's either got something to do with the way I set it, or it's got something to do with the fact that I added that line into FSUIPC7, or it's got to do with the fact that I stripped a lot of garbage out of Windows last night by running a script that removed a lot of gunk, bloatware. So, whatever caused it in the past, it didn't happen this time. So I'll have to keep an eye on that one to see if it reoccurs or what. It worked this time, Matt. I'm shocked. It actually worked this time. Alright, so anyway, now I'm going to stop the recording there.